students, the subject in this semester is Strength of Materials 2, SM2. Generally, we call it as a SM2. So here, the code for this one is 19CE 2211. So myself, Dr. Sivaram Prasad. I think most of the people knows me in the department. You people seen already. So previously, I dealt with a lot of subjects. Even along with this subject, I am dealing design of steel structures for third years also. So moving to the next slide. So here you will see the strength of materials. This is a professional core, and prerequisite is engineering mechanics and also strength of materials 1. The credits for this course is 3, and this one already we know. You people know already from the last semester. And one important thing, I am new to your section. May I know who is the CR for this section? Please respond. CR.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's your good name?
Sarika, sir.
Sarika. From boys, is there anyone?
No, sir. No.
No. Okay, okay, fine. And more people see, my dear students, this is my number here. It is my WhatsApp number. So all of you note down if you have any queries, and you can ask me through WhatsApp or you can call me also at any time. Okay. And don't hesitate to ask any question at any time. And you can ask the questions if you have doubts regarding the problems or theory, whatever it may be. So already you people know the strength of materials 1 very well, I think so. So this is a continuous part of SM1. As usually, we will discuss same like the problems or some theories as we know already in the SM1. Okay, so this is my phone number and mail ID. You can contact me at any time if I don't have class at that time. Okay, so you can contact me through WhatsApp or mail ID. Next, so the coming to the strength of materials course objective is to provide the understanding of principal stresses and strains and springs and columns and structures. Okay, in the SM1, you people know not only SM1, even in the engineering mechanics also, you know how, for suppose if you take a material, if you apply a load on this, how it will bending, and what is the compression forces, and where the tensile forces will act on the member. So each and everything, and what is the elongation, Hooke's law, Poisson's ratio, modulus of rigidity, modulus of elasticity. So these all terms you people hear and you people learn in the SM1 and even in engineering mechanics also. So same like that in the strength of materials 2 also we will discuss, and we will do some of the theoretical aspects, same like that the practical aspect, how we will implement these concept in the practical aspects, especially when you construct a building, whether it is a RCC construction or steel construction. So it depends upon the construction type of the construction and how we will execute in the site. So all those things, how we will interlink these SM2 concept into the site or design part. For suppose in the future, if you will be a design engineer, and what are the softwares we will use. So when you are using the softwares, these concept when it will touch, and when we will use this concept in the softwares, and how it will useful for the design of a structure or execution of any type of the structure, whether it is concrete structure or steel structure. Maybe you will learn reinforced concrete structure and also steel structure in the third year. So up to second year level, we will learn like strength of materials and analysis part, the basic concepts before going to design, the all basic concept like shear force, bending moments. So these are all things we will learn in the strength of materials, or sometimes we call it as a theory of structures. So this is the most important thing we have to learn in the strength of material concept. In some universities, they call it as a theory of structures. So anyway, the concept is same. So in this first class, I will explain the what is the syllabus and how we will plan and how we will how I will teach, and the teaching learning process and teaching learning methodology, how we will follow, and all those things I will make it easy for your understanding level. I will explain. Even I don't explain in detail. I will explain in detail, but I don't take the much complicate. I don't complicate any type of the problems. I will solve very easily for your understanding levels. Okay. So coming to the course outcomes, if you observe here, the course outcome is at the end of the course, the student will able to determine the stresses in the member subjected to the torsion and analyze the columns and struts here. The columns and struts are there, the introduction part, and there are some theories are there like Euler's theorem and all those things, and we will learn in the columns chapter or columns unit. Next, understand the concept of direct and bending stresses and analyze and design of springs, thick and thin cylinders. So we have three types are there: thin cylinder, thick cylinder, and also springs are there. Okay. Next, understand the concept of unsymmetrical bending. So these are the course outcomes. Once if you finish the course, you will get good knowledge regarding the whatever the stresses subjected to the torsion, columns and struts, and direct and bending stresses and springs. Even we will discuss the design thick and thin cylinders. Same like that, we will understand the concept of unsymmetrical bending. So these are the concept available in strength of materials too. And most probably, the based on the importance of subject, this is the basic fundamental course in the engineering. Not only for the civil engineers, even the mechanical engineering students also, they will learn the theory of structures. There's nothing but strength of materials. Okay. Next, coming to the syllabus in the unit 1, the first one is principal stresses and also strain. There is an introduction part, stresses on the inclined section of a bar under the axial loading, and compound stresses, normal and tangential stresses on an inclined plane for biaxial stresses. Next, two perpendicular normal stresses accompanied by a state of simple shear, and also Mohr circle also is there, Mohr circle of stresses. And next, principal stresses and strains. Next, analytical and graphical solutions. Okay. Next, theories of failure. If you observe the chapter 2, the theories of failure, introduction, various theories of failures are there. Those are maximum principal stress theory, maximum principal strain theory, and also maximum shear stress theory, strain energy, and shear strain energy theory. This one we call as a von Mises theory. So here, if you observe in the unit 1, so most of the cases we discuss the major in the chapter 1 under unit 1 is principal stresses and strain. So in the unit and in also along with we will draw a Mohr circle. From the Mohr circle we will give the or we will evaluate the principal stresses and strain, and also there is a graphical solution as well as the analytical solutions. So in the chapter 1 is like that. Coming to the chapter 2, if you observe here, there is a theories of failures is there. So under we have different types of the theories of failures are there. Those are maximum principal stress theory, maximum principal strain theory, maximum shear stress theory, strain energy, and shear strain energy theory. So based on that, we will discuss the unit 1. Next, moving to the unit 2, this is the columns and struts, the second unit. So in this, the introduction part is there. First, we have to know what is the column. So my dear students, if you observe the columns, in this most of the cases here, maybe a normal analytical part is there, and we will learn what are the columns are there. Like short columns, if you observe, we have two types of the columns are there: short, medium, long columns. Okay, but in the normal level, in the basic level, we will learn like short, medium, long column. But if you go to the design part, when you are designing a columns in the structure, whether it is a reinforced concrete structure or steel structure, so we have only two types of the columns are there: short column and also long column. So again, in the short column and long column, we have various shapes are there, like rectangular columns are there, circular columns are there. So that is completely in the design process. In advanced subject, we will design the columns. So before that, we have to learn what is the column and what are the loads acting on that, and how the buckling action is there, how the stresses will develop in the column, and what are the theories are there. Like that, we will learn in the columns unit. If you observe here, there is short, medium, or long column under the axial loaded compression member. That means the load is acting on, for suppose this is a column, the load is acting axially. There is a different types of loads also are there. Those are biaxial loading, uniaxial loading, like that. Anyway, I will explain once the subject we will enter into the unit 2. So this is the crushing load, and Euler's theorem is there for long columns. Okay, and assumptions and derivation of Euler's critical load formula for various end connections, and same like that equivalent length of column, slenderness ratio, and Euler's critical stress, limitations of Euler's theory, Rankine theory or Rankine formula, sometimes we call it as a Rankine formula, and Jordan formula, or we call sometimes we call it as a Gordon formula, no problem, whatever it may be. Here, long columns subjected to eccentric loading. That means when we apply eccentric, not only axial loaded for the short columns, for the long columns, if you apply the eccentric loading, secant formula, empirical formula, straight line formula, Professor Perry's formula. So these are the concepts are available under the columns. Again, in the column, short column and long columns are there. For the short columns, there are some theories are there, and for the long columns, there are some theories and formulas are there. Okay. And next, laterally loaded struts. Struts are also nothing but columns. We call as a column. So these are subjected to the uniformly distributed load and also concentrated load. Uniformly distributed, everyone knows the shape is like this. The concentrated load like this. Okay, this is a kilonewton, and here it is the kilonewton per meter. Okay, my dear students. The maximum bending maximum bending moment and stress due to transverse and lateral loading. So these are the concepts are available, especially when we will learn in the unit 2, most probably columns and struts. Okay. Next, under the unit 3, this one is the direct and bending stresses. So here in the direct and third one, bending stresses. If you observe here, direct and bending stresses, the distribution of stresses over symmetrical section under combined axial load and bending moment. So if you observe here, the distribution of stresses over the symmetrical section under the combined axial load and also bending moment. Next, force of solid and hollow, circular and rectangular section. So here again, 3 parts are there. There is a solid section, hollow circular section, and rectangular section. Again, determination of stresses. In the case of retaining walls, we have to determine the stresses. In the case of retaining walls, chimneys, and the dams. And here conditions of stability point here, and also overturning and sliding. So these are the concepts are available under the direct and bending stresses. So in this one, most probably the distribution of the stresses, how the stresses will distribute over the symmetrical section under combined axial load and also bending moment. If you apply combined axial load and bending moment, so how the stresses will develop in a member. That is the first part. And second part, we have different types of the sections are there. The force of solid section, hollow circular section, and the rectangular section. And also we have to determine the stresses in case of retaining walls. I think everyone knows the retaining wall. I will show the diagrams, the pictorial view of retaining walls where we will use and when there is a sliding is there, or when is the erosion is there, erosion of soil or sliding of soil. Okay. So definitely we will use the retaining walls at the time. Even if you observe the Yadagiri Gutta, there are retaining walls are there. They constructed. Once if you visit the temple, you can watch the retaining walls also. The chimneys, especially the chimneys are like this. This one we will use for the emission of poisonous gases to the higher altitudes. So that's why even you can use, we have 2 types of the chimneys are there, like RCC chimney, reinforced concrete chimneys, even as well as the steel chimneys also is there. So once if you see this one, we have different heights are there, like from 40 meters to 50 meters, even 100 meters, 200 meters, up to 250 meters also available in the industries. So what we learn in the strength of materials, I told you already, this is the basic level subject. So even we will learn only the stresses, how we will develop the stresses and how we will determine the stresses. Only the concepts, basic concepts only we will learn in the strength of materials 2 part or strength of materials 1. But if you go to the advanced subject like advanced reinforced concrete design or reinforced concrete design structures, we will design the chimney and we will execute the chimney in the site based on that if you learn properly. Okay, so it is a basic course, especially strength of materials 2 course. Only we will apply normal formula and we will get the answer. The formula is nothing but stresses only. At the ultimate, we have to find out the how the stresses will develop. And again, we have different types of the stresses are there. So based on the structure, different types of the structure, the stresses will be developed. Okay, so here and even for the dams also, even everyone knows the Nagarjuna Sagar Dam. So it is like this. Okay, this is the gravity dams are there. So in the gravity dams also, so how we will stresses will develop and a condition of the stability point of view and overturning and sliding. So overturning, if it is there, overturning movements or how we will develop and how the sliding and also stability point of view. So each and everything we will discuss in the unit 3 part. Next, coming to the unit 4. So in the unit 4, we have thin and thick cylinders and also shells. So here we have a part cylinders and shells. So again in the thin in the cylinders we have a thin cylinders and also thick cylinders. We have two parts are available here. So if you observe here, we have thin cylinders and also thick cylinder. Coming to the thin cylinder, thin seamless cylinder shells, derivation of the formula for longitudinal and circumferential stress, hoop stresses and longitudinal and volumetric strain. Already you people know hoop stress and all those things. So here longitudinal and circumferential stresses, also hoop and longitudinal and volumetric strain. So we will do and we will evaluate the thin the stresses and strains for the thin cylinders. Same like that, coming to the thick cylinders. There is a Lehm's theory for the thick cylinders, derivation of the Lehm's formula, distribution of hoop and radial stresses across the thickness, design of a thick cylinders. We have to design the thick cylinders here, and the compound cylinders. Next, thin and thick spherical shells. So if you observe here, there is a spherical shells, thin and thick spherical shells also available in these thick cylinders. So only in this unit, in the unit 4, we have only two types. Those are thin cylinders and also thick cylinders. So again here we will develop the stresses and the strains, and we have some derivations are there like Lehm's theory, derivation of Lehm's formula, and derivation for the longitudinal and circumferential stresses. So we have unit 4. This is the unit 4 syllabus. Next, coming to the unit 5, if you observe here, the introduction part for the central principal axis of section, moment of inertia referred to any set of rectangular axes, stresses in the beams subjected to unsymmetrical loading. So we have to develop or we have to evaluate the stresses. We have to find out the stresses subjected to unsymmetrical bending, the principal axis, and resolution of bending moment into two rectangular axes through the centroid, location of neutral axis. This one is the unsymmetrical bending portion. Same like that, there is shear center. So we have to calculate the shear center for symmetrical and unsymmetrical section. Those sections are I section, T section, L section, and channel section. You people know already. Now I am drawing a I section here. It is like this. Yeah. So if you observe here, this is the flange, and this one is the web. Already you people know in the strength of materials 1 as well as the mechanics, engineering mechanics. You people learn all these things. But here we have to look at the shear center where it is located. Maybe you people learn the centroid part, but here we have to calculate the shear center. So the section, channel section, it is like this, and T section it is like this, Okay, so L section, it is like this. So this is a part for the unit 5. Coming to the textbooks here, the first one, Theory of Structures, BC Punmiya and Ashok Kumar Jain. And by Lakshmi Publications. Strength of Materials 2 by S.S. Bhavikatti. But I think most of the people, you will learn R.K. Bansal, I think so. I think for SM1, we followed R.K. Bansal. This is the most important one and very easy for understanding any type of the concept. So most probably for even SM2 also, if all the units are covered, we will follow this textbook only. Okay. So here for the reference books, the Strength of Materials is G.H. Ryder, and the Graphical Methods in Structural Analysis by D.S. Prakash Roy, and Mechanics of Structures by Junarkar, and Theory of Structures by Mahadevappa. So if you observe here, these are the textbooks we follow for the